Hi students, continuing with the topic of companies, there are two kinds of companies which we're going to be discussing today. Private companies and public limited companies. Why do we always use the word limited with companies? This we discussed yesterday because of the limited liability feature, which is the most distinctive part of a company business. Okay, now coming back to private companies and public companies. Private companies are the companies whose owners, that is the shareholders, are only the family members and friends, that's it, of the company, yeah? And in a public company, the owners can be a varied public at large. There can be a person in Korea, there can be a person in Japan, there can be a person in Belgium, there could be a person in Lebanon. They could all be the owners of one company, which by the way is the case with all of our multinationals because their shares are being traded on the stock exchanges and it's a multinational public limited company, so anybody can buy the shares of those companies. And what are shares? When the investors invest money into a company, they get the shares certificates in return, which turns them into the shareholders of the company. Okay, now to differentiate between them, it's not that it's only that the private company owners are family members and friends and the public company owners are the general public. There are more differences as well. In a private company, it's a relatively smaller business as compared to a relatively larger business, which is a public company. A private company should have at least one director. Who is a director? Director is like a steward. The steward is the person who gives direction to how the company is going to operate its functions. So, a minimum of one, and in a public company, there has to be minimum 2 directors because, see here, why 2 directors? Even if there is something wrong with the first one, there's a second one to put it right. So, yeah, conflicts arise and everything, but you're supposed to have 2 directors, which basically transforms for greater reliance, okay, and accountability. Then, a private company cannot offer its shares to the public, which we've already discussed before as well. A public company can offer the shares to the public. By public, we mean the general public. Okay, owners of a private company are family members or friends. Owners of a public company are the general public. In a private company, there is no need for a company secretary, but in a public company, it is a must requirement. That is it all about the public and private companies. This was the topic for today, public and private companies and their differences. Please go through the slide again and make sure these points are on your fingertips because you will be tested in form of short question and answers or MCQs when it comes to differentiating between the private and public companies. Signing off for now. Thank you very much.